Welcome people who are joining live and who are maybe watching this on the replay. No doubt some people will join later and just hop on when they can. The Zoom room is open like that. For now, we have one attendant, and that's Teresa. Do you want to introduce yourself to us? Just briefly.
My name is Teresa. I have two children. I just had a baby. He's 12 weeks old now. And I teach singing lessons live here at my residence. And I've done that for 4 years, I think. Mm-hmm. And I also sing and write songs, and I'm looking at starting something new that's project related, more music production related, so that I can do some more online work. It's a little bit easier with my children to do computer work instead of so much in-person things. So that's why I started meeting with the creative business coach here to help me with my new business endeavor. So that's why I'm here.
And where are you based?
Washington, United States, Washington State.
Right. So have you got any burning questions right now, or something that you need specific feedback on or some help with while we're here?
Well, I'm really super curious about marketing something that's project related versus something that's subscription related. Because with my lessons, it's ongoing. So all of my emails and all my website is all about solving the person's problems, which you can do, of course, over time in a coaching business. But something project related, like music production related, for example, where I'm marketing my services as like a one-time project.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, of course, come to me for multiple projects, but if it's just, it's different than a coaching business. I mean, would I still base my marketing on solving some problem that they have? Or I'm not really sure how to market something that's like that. That's like a project rather than an ongoing coaching relationship.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. And I actually do. I have clients who are both product-based or project-based and coaching. Who have coaching services or services that are basically from A to B, and you get them from through a transition. And especially artists, they usually have a thing that they want to sell. So it's a very different marketing process, as you say. One of the things that I always tell the people who are in the project or product service or industry is to really craft their unique story. So you're still solving a problem. Even when you're an artist and you're creating a piece of art, a painting or whatever, it's still trying to find a client who has a need. So somebody has a need. So in your case, it would be somebody is making an album, and they need somebody. They've done everything from songwriting to maybe laying down the bare bones of the album, but they're missing something that you can help them with. So the marketing process would be very much about explaining what that is that you are helping them with. How can you fill in that gap? And all of your content in your marketing should be about that. So it's how are you helping them? What are you helping them with? What are the issues that these people are struggling with, that they are looking for? They're looking for a solution. They want to have an incredible musical product. They want to have, maybe they're a band and they want to have a fantastic album that they want to launch and publish and become famous for, but they're needing help with something. So say you're on Instagram, for example, talk about that. You talk about that little gap that they're missing. How are you helping them? And share examples. Examples are very good. Testimonials are very good. Share your own music, because somebody might be looking for what you're offering, but if it's your vocals that you're offering, how are they sounding? What do you do? Because somebody might not like your vocals, or might be the wrong style. If you're offering different types of vocals, show them, share them in videos, share everything that you're, the whole range that you're offering in all your content. Videos will be really good for this. So that's one thing in terms of content. But also the other thing is to create connections. I have just come off a call with a client who is also product-based, doing something totally different. She's just launched a business selling sensory textile products for people with anxiety. And she was like, how am I finding my clients? How am I doing this? Because she's also not helping somebody from with a whole transition, although it is tapping into a problem. It's somebody with a need. It might be a carer or a caregiver who's looking for a tool to help with their own clients or their loved ones. So what I advised her to do is, we were looking at LinkedIn, for example, and how you can connect with the right people. So it's very much looking at are you on LinkedIn at all or no?
I am. I've never done a whole lot with it, but I'm on there.
So if you're on LinkedIn, for example, and it may be another platform for you, but it's looking at the connections that you already have. You can do this on Instagram as well, for example, looking at the connections. Are these connections your ideal client, or are they relevant key people in the industry that you want to tap into? If they're just your friends and family, you got to do some work. So on LinkedIn, for example, with the client I had this afternoon, we looked at her existing connections. Then we looked at her existing connections had no ideal clients in it at all. So then we looked at the second and third connections. You know, you can look at on LinkedIn, you've got the first connections that you've already connected with, and then the second and third are people that your connections are connected with, right? Does that make sense? It's like, you know, a couple of steps away. And then there's filters on LinkedIn that are, you can do location-based, you can do industry-based, you can filter them down to exactly the niche that you want to tap into. Then you click results and a whole list of people will come up that you haven't connected with so far, but you can click on connect. Then send them a little message introducing yourself, saying what you're doing. Say, oh, I would love to connect with you because this is what I do. If you ever need any help, this is my website, and connect. Then you create a strategy to get the engagement up and increase your visibility on the platform by following the key people, those key connections, liking their posts, sharing their posts, sharing your own content that is relevant to these people. So sharing what you've created, sharing case studies, sharing products or projects that you're working on with people. So these new connections that are from your industry will see that you are actually doing stuff and doing interesting stuff and doing stuff that is relevant to what they may need as well. So it's a long haul. It will take quite a lot of time to build that network. But if you haven't got these building blocks in place, then you can be on LinkedIn, but nothing's going to happen. So it's very much, if you have a project-based or product-based business, you've got to look at the platforms where you're the relevant ideal clients are hanging out, the watering holes, so to say. You know, you're the lion, you're looking for prey, you're looking for the watering holes, and then you've got to hook them in with the right content and the right message, and that is tapping into their current reality, their needs, and showing exactly what it is that you do and how you can help them with credibility. So it's the message, it's the credibility, and then it's the value. So once they connect to you, they think, ah, this is interesting, and she's credible because she's done this stuff before, and they connect with you. Then it's about value. How much are you charging? Does that match their budget? are you able to express in your message that this value actually reflects the quality that you're offering? Does that make sense? It was a whole lot of information, but
It's a lot of information, but I can see what you're saying. And I read one of your posts about watering holes, and I wasn't sure, I guess, like how to really find those. I mean, I've been on songwriting forums before. I don't know if that's really a good place to go, because forums, it's like you shouldn't really sell stuff on forums. But at the same time, it's a really great way to connect with a whole bunch of people who are musical people. So like, I mean, what's your take on things like forums? Like if I were to just hang out on songwriting forums, for example, and just post a lot and, you know, kind of make friends on those.
I think it's a good thing to do. It's like the same. It's like Facebook groups or anything can be have a similar function. There's a technique called breadcrumbing, which is basically you're hanging out there, you're waiting for people to ask questions, and you're being helpful. So when there is an opportunity to share your link or to share your own website or your own, you know, there's always like a promote yourself day or whatever. You take advantage of that, obviously. But all the other questions and posts, you're hanging out there and you're engaging with people. You're just trying to serve. You're trying to be helpful. You're trying to be encouraging, so that people will recognize your name. They know what it is that you're doing. And yeah, you don't, on those kinds of places, you don't focus on selling. You're really focused on making connections and engaging and breadcrumbing. So people start to, oh, there she is again. She's got another really good tip. Who is she? You know, and then they click on your profile and make sure that on your profile you have all your links. You know, if somebody does check you out, that they know where to go if they want to know more about you. And that's it's a good place to be. Think. Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea to post every link, or do you think it would be better to like only have the website on there, or like only one of them, for example?
Well, on Instagram, for example, I have a link. I can't remember what the brand is, but you've got Linktree and you've got a few other options. So you have one link, but when people click on it, you get like a ladder of different options that they can visit. So it could be check out my freebie download, or read my blog, or find out how to work with me, or book a free call. You know, you can have different options inside one link. So that's an option if there's only one link available on a small profile like LinkedIn or somewhere else on a forum, perhaps. Then yeah, if there are more options on a specific forum, then yeah, put 2 or 3 down if you want. But I think one is always a good one to start with.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea, because I had a couple of songwriting forums that I used to be on a long time ago, so I could probably kind of resurrect that and just start posting on there again. So.
Right. Well, we've just there's somebody else joining us here. That's fantastic. Hello, this is Kate. Do you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself? We've just covered something already, so you've come in at the right moment. It's your turn now.
So I'm Kate. I'm from Manchester, and I've just started a coaching business for creatives in business.
Okay, cool. Let's we've got a similar niche, I think, perhaps. So yeah, how long have you been doing this? So you said recently, you've just launched, or have you been doing it for a while?
Yeah, I launched my website about 2 months ago.
Okay.
I also have a design and illustration business, so I'm combining those two things really. I've got a history in working in mental health, so that's why I thought it would be a good transition to use all the psychological tools and stuff that I have. So yeah, it's brand new for me.
Okay, and how is it going?
Slowly, I'm getting
Slowly.
there.
And what are you doing currently to get clients?
So I am just this minute planning a webinar for next week.
Okay.
And that's going to lead into launching a 90-day group coaching program.
Okay. And how are you getting people into that webinar? How are you getting people to sign up?
So I'm going to do promotion on Instagram, do some Instagram lives. I've got a very, very small email list that I'm going to email to. I've got direct reach out planned, just for other creatives that I know. And yeah, that's it at the moment.
Okay. And what's your goal? How many people would you like to have at the webinar?
I would like 15 people, I think.
Okay. And how big is your list, your email list?
Oh, it's not that big. I think it's about 10.
10 people. Okay.
Yeah, tiny.
And how many people have you got on your Instagram?
Oh, I can't remember.
Well, roughly
500.
500. Okay. So, and are you doing anything else to get those 15 people on the webinar?
I haven't planned anything else.
Okay. I'll just to I'll share a story. I started my this coaching business at the end of 2020, and one of the first things I launched was a group coaching program. So it was like a course, a 7-week marketing course, and I really wanted to get like at least 10 or 12 people to sign up for that. It wasn't that expensive. It was like, what did I charge? It was a beta program, which means like, you know, it's a trial, and I charged 300 euros, which is about $300 for the 7 weeks. So it's super cheap, really. I tried to get people to sign up by doing a 3-day challenge. You know, as these things, you know, some people do this. I did it on Facebook. I had 45 people sign up, register for my free challenge. So the plus was, because I talked about it a lot on my Facebook group and in other people's Facebook groups and in all the networks and forums I was part of. I talked about it a lot, and I promoted it. I had a small email list as well, so I shared it there. So I had 45 people eventually registering, and by registering, they also ended up on my email list. So my email list grew, which was a plus. Then when it started, the 3-day challenge, I had about 12 people turning up live each morning. So I did like I had half an hour or 40 minutes lesson each morning about marketing. So 12 people were there live, which was nice. Then as I came to the end of the 3 days, I mean, it started with 12 and probably 10 and then 6, you know, it tails off a little bit. Then I had one person signing up for my paid course by the end of those 3 days. One person, so that was amazing. But she knew me personally. Then what I did was, what happened? Oh yeah, then I had another person signing up the next day because she hadn't attended my 3-day challenge. She had seen me somewhere else on a Facebook group. We were just talking about breadcrumbing, so that was a result from breadcrumbing, being on another Facebook group. And she happened to run a design business, and she wanted to sign up herself and her colleague. So that was 3 people. Then what I did, I was DMing all of the people on that webinar like crazy. I was sending them messages, follow-up messages like, oh, I hope you found it helpful, and la la la. But nobody was biting. Nobody was biting. And then somebody in my Facebook group, she joined that morning, and I was like, I was starting to feel a bit deflated because I'm like, I'm never going to fill this course. And then I sent her a message and said like, hey, thanks for joining my Facebook group. If you want, I'm just offering this new course right now. It starts next week. Would you be interested? And it costs this. And she was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, I'll have a look. And then that night she said, yes, I want to do it. So there's 4 people. So I had 4 people on my very first group program. I was exhausted. And I had probably 100 people on my email list, and I had about 200 people in my Facebook group, and about the same on my Instagram. I'm telling you this story because I was in the same position as you. I had just started, and I'm being realistic here about how much effort you're going to put in, because you're going to feel quite, you might feel a bit deflated and going like, oh God, nobody wants my services. I'm feeling all, you know, you're feeling like a bit like, oh God, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? In order to fill a course or a program, you've got to have an audience. You've got to have an audience. This is why I've not launched a group program since I started my coaching business, because I first want to have plenty of one-to-ones so that I get my message absolutely clear. I get my client results, I get the testimonials, and I feel more and more confident about what I'm offering, which has taken me like now 18 months to really, I've worked with probably about 15 clients so far in the past year, one-to-one, with some others, short-term as well. And that is really helping me build my business and my credibility and my confidence. So now next year, I might try again a group program. But what I'm saying is, launching a group program straight from the start is quite hard. It's quite hard, or a membership, or whatever you want to do. That doesn't mean that you can't try it. Try it and see for yourself. I might be wrong, I might be wrong.
What suggestions would you have for getting a larger audience?
To get a larger audience is, you need to have your message absolutely clear. What is your message? How are you helping people? What are you offering them? Are you offering them confidence? Are you offering them hope for the future? Are you offering them a clear strategy to earn more money? Are you offering them creative solutions for their business? What is it that you're offering? Can you share that? What is your message right now?
I've got so many ideas, so it's really hard to narrow it down. Because of my background in therapies, it's unblocking those mindset beliefs that are limiting us from taking chances, being confident, creating.
Okay, so that's the first suggestion I'm going to give you, is to get that message crystal clear. Think really hard about who it is you're helping. Think really hard. Who is your ideal client? Who is the person you want to help most? Picture them, know where they are. What are they struggling with? What are their pain points? And write that message with them in mind, covering who you're helping, what are you helping them with, what is the problem that you're solving, and how are you getting them there? So you have to have that crystal clear. So it's the who, the why, and the how. And then you back that up with your credibility. So it will be your background in mental health. It will be your expertise in creativity. It will be, maybe you've got some testimonials of people you've helped in the past. And that will help people to understand whether you are the person they want to work with. Because if you're just launching a webinar without having these things clear, it will be really hard for people to know why they're spending time on that. Why are they going to spend an hour with you if they don't know how it's going to help them? So that's what you need to have clear first, and then you make a content plan for your Instagram or wherever you are on Facebook that is relevant to that audience. So you share videos, messages, tips, information, testimonials, little short stories that all have to do with the problem of your ideal client. So people feel heard, people feel understood, and people see you as an authority and that they can trust you.
That's the bit I think I'm missing at the moment, is that content plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what a lot of my clients have, they're doing a lot of random shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
So it's like, I need to be on Instagram, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be on TikTok and on LinkedIn, and I also want a podcast. Now,
I tried really hard not to do that, because that's what I did when I started my first business. So I'm just on Instagram at the moment, and writing blog posts and stuff.
Yeah,
so
blog posts are very, very good as well. I mean, I get most of my clients through my website. I do Instagram for fun, really, because I just like creating content. But I get 90% of my clients through my website, because I write a blog post every week and I use the right keywords. That's another thing you can look at. What are the keywords your ideal client puts into Google in order to get help with what they're struggling with?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of work to do. So I definitely don't want to discourage you. I would say try it all, give it a go. Don't be scared of failing. Failing is nothing but learning.
Exactly.
But do build your audience first, and that audience, with maybe you can design a free download or a free video or something that people get in return for the email.
Yeah.
So that you're sharing some value already, so that they can benefit for free, have a taster from what you are offering. And that's how you build your list. And then
I just struggle with knowing where to draw the line between giving too much away, because people have commented that you should be charging for this and you're giving it away for free, versus wanting to be of value. Because I was listening to a podcast earlier, and this woman said that she spent a month and a half on her lead magnet, and actually in reflection she shouldn't have done that much. It should have been a much smaller kind of snippet of that, and that would have been a full course, and the thing that she worked on for a month and a half.
Well,
so.
she's right about that. I wouldn't spend a month and a half on a lead magnet. I would spend a couple of days on a lead magnet. A lead magnet, if it's a PDF, should not be more than 10 pages. Usually 3 pages is enough. You know, it's as simple as 10 ways to break through your creative blocks, and then listing some of the tips that you would normally give to your own clients as well. But obviously, when you're working one-to-one with somebody, you would go much, much deeper. So a lead magnet is something it's a taster. It has the purpose of showing people that you know your stuff. It's giving people some value, and not everybody will buy from you who downloads the freebie. That's fine, you know. And the lead magnet is obviously to build your list, and it is a way of putting in a little bit of a about me bit at the back of
Yeah.
the page, so that people, if they feel, this is interesting, they can contact you. But the lead magnet should be small. I share a lot of information, a lot of value for free. I mean, this whole coaching session, you know, I'm not getting paid for this. But for me, this is a way. It is practice for me. It's practice, because no matter how good you are as a coach or how much experience you have, you gotta keep developing yourself. It's also a way to reach more people. You know, I'm helping you right now, so hopefully after this call, or maybe in 6 months' time, you go like, oh my God, I need a coach. I know somebody, you know. And it's also, again, it's a way for me to create content. This is recorded, so I'm also sharing this video with, I've got how many people? I've got about 45 people registered for the group coaching call. So they want to receive this. It might help them. They might connect back. You know, it's about creating content and not attaching too much to it. You know, you're not too attached to it. You're serving you're serving your audience. And a lot of people will not buy from you, but it's about creating value and showing people that you are of value, and that you know your stuff, you're an authority in your field. And a handful of people will book a call with you. They will reach out. And it's about thinking, how many clients do you want a month? So you could serve like 200 people for free. If you get 10 people booking a call with you a month, and 3 of them want to become your client, that's a nice income. So you got to break it down a little bit, and not think like, oh, I'm sharing it all for free, and because that's a bit of a scarcity mindset. It's like, oh, you know, it's holding on to. No, share it freely. Share it freely, because the thing is, when you are working with somebody one-to-one. When you're working with somebody one-to-one, you go much deeper, and it will be much more personalized, and it will be so tailored that all the content that you're sharing in a blog post or in a podcast or on Instagram, it will just be the scratching the surface of what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, I think you're right about the practice though, because I do find myself questioning all the time, how am I coming across when I'm writing for a lead magnet or for a blog post or in emails. And I think that just comes with confidence, doesn't it, to know what your voice is, and you feel confident in what I'm offering.
Yeah, and that is a process. It starts with playing around with words, getting your message nailed down, understanding your audience, and creating the content. And the more content you create, the more confident you become with your message, so that it will roll off the tongue when somebody asks you in the street, like, what is it that you do? Wow, you know what you're doing. And that's the point that you want to get at.
Yeah.
And then it will be much easier to sell a webinar or a course or a membership. What was it that you wanted to launch again? Was it a membership, or what was it?
Well, see, it was one of my brainwaves the other day, because it's obviously halfway through the year. So I was thinking it would be really good to have a group where you could make sure that you've planned everything, like looking at heartfelt goals, looking at your values, getting that work-life balance, but still taking small steps every day towards reaching your big goal. Because a lot of people that I've spoken to are panicking that it's, you know, you set your goal in January and then it kind of drifts away from your focus. So how do you get it back to being something that's forefront of your mind and you're working on all the time? But I probably, hand on heart, have rushed it a little bit, because I just wanted to do it straight away.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm also a very impatient person, But you know, it also has a good point about being impatient, because it means that you don't overthink too much, and you actually you go and do it, and you learn to swim on the way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if it flops, it's like you said before, it's an opportunity to learn.
It is. Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
I would recommend building up your credentials first, and starting to work with real people one-to-one in the next few months. Maybe at a reduced price, or maybe you can do bartering. I bartered, and when I first started out, I needed some brand photos for my website, and they're expensive. And so I said to my friend who's a photographer, I said, how about you take my photos and I offer you my my coaching one-to-one for 6 weeks. So we did that, which gave me the opportunity to try out my content, to try out my style. I gave her a lot of tips, and she took some really good photos for my website. You know, so if that's also when you're first starting out and you haven't got a great budget for things, then that is also a way of building up that credibility, because you need the testimonials. You need real people saying, I've worked with this person and she gave me great results. You know, if you have no testimonials, people will go like, yeah, that's all fine that she's claiming that she's brilliant on this website, but how do I trust her? I'm not going to part with my money. What's going on? I mean, with Teresa, it's a little bit different maybe, because you can actually post some music. Teresa is a singer, and she does some music production, or she wants to do some music production services. So you could actually upload audio files or videos, so people can see what you're doing. Still, credentials, testimonials from real clients are very, very powerful. So that is something that is essential when you're selling something. When you have a sales page for a course or a membership, you got to have feedback from people who have results.
Yeah.
So have a think about that. How you could get some reviews or testimonials from people. And it could be if you haven't got any coaching clients yet, have a look at other people you've helped in the past, but make sure that the testimonials are relevant. So in Teresa's case, that could be singing clients, clients that you've been working with teaching singing. They could say something about your professionality, that you know how to teach, and that they got great results. Perhaps something about your personality, that you're great to work with. Anything that a client would feel more, they get some trust. They feel they can trust you. So, and in your case, it could be people in the mental health. Perhaps you've had colleagues that can give you some feedback about how you were always throwing in creativity to make people motivated, something like that. You got to think about outside the box.
I never thought about doing it that way.
There you go. That's what
I could totally do that.
That's right. You got to think outside the box a little bit. So it's how you must have had a certain tactic of helping people in the past.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
Well, I hope that was helpful.
Definitely. Yeah.
So does anybody have anything else they want to just touch on? What time is it? We've had 40 minutes. So.
What's your take on offering bonuses to increase a sale? So like if I were to sell something specific, like my music, for example, but I offer a free t-shirt with my CD or something, like, I mean, that's a big cost to me, but could also greatly increase the number of people who buy the music itself. Do you have an opinion on that sort of stuff?
if is that for your own music, if you're launching an album or releasing an album or something. If it's you as an artist launching an album, then yes, then maybe some merchandise could help. Would be nice to have if somebody really likes your music and they're like, oh, that's cool, I want a t-shirt. But yes, you're right, it's not cheap. As of bonuses for other things, for more like the services offer, sometimes that can help. That you say you have a sales page and you say, okay, if you work with me, or if you join this group program, or you're working with me one-to-one, this is what you get. This is the investment. But as a special offer, as a special bonus, I am also offering access to my exclusive resources. So you might have, Teresa, you might have some great audio files that people could, like samples or something that people could use in their music, or maybe you have something else that would be helpful for this particular client. Maybe some how to produce something, how to launch something, how to do PR for your whatever. So you could say, okay, exclusive access to my resources. And for you, Kate, that could be, I don't know, videos, mindfulness techniques, creative activities, anything that you don't share with the whole world for free, but for people who are paying you, they're getting that. Or maybe an ebook, maybe another freebie that's, or it's not freebie, it's a different type of resource that will be very helpful. Mm-hmm. Or you could say, as a bonus, I also, I invite my mate Julie, and she's an expert in XYZ. And as part of the program, you get a session with her. Yeah, you just be creative, thinking what could you offer as a bonus. And I have seen this work. I mean, I bought things in the past because I got a bonus. I signed up for an online business course 2 years ago, which was quite an investment. But because it was a big investment, but there was also quite a few bonuses there. There was a little one-to-one session, and there was a free access to somebody else's sales course. There was all sorts of things that were super helpful. So yeah, short answer, yes, it can be helpful, but make sure that it doesn't cost you much more than time. Especially when you're first starting out, and if the selling price is already very affordable, then yeah, don't go overboard. Was that helpful? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna probably round it off. Just to let you know, and the people also who might be watching this on replay, I still have a couple of slots open this summer for my short track 4-week coaching program, one-to-one. It's basically diving into your message, diving into your niche, defining your audience, and making a marketing plan together, so that you're all set for September. To really go full steam ahead and launch wherever you want to launch, and get those clients. It's $425 or 400 euros. So if that is of interest, I just have 2 spots left. Then let me know. I can put the let me just put the link in the chat box. I'll just find it. Should have prepared this. See, I'm sharing everything for free. I'm not even thinking about my own offers here. Okay, here we go. In the chat, here we go. Okay, that's the link to the program. So have a look at it if you are interested, and get back in touch with me if you want to grab that spot. And obviously, you know, if there's anything else I can help you with, then you can always book a call with me or email me, and we can talk. For now, I want to thank you both very much for joining me for the group coaching call. That was I thought the conversations were very
Thank you.
good. I think the questions were brilliant, and I'm pretty sure that the people who will be watching this will be the people who will be watching this on replay will find it helpful too, because it was a lot of issues that are very, very common, and a lot of people will find relevant. So thank you very much, and keep in touch, and have a lovely day and evening.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.